Like everyone's like, oh, James better lawyer up, or it's like, oh, I guarantee James consulted a lawyer before making that video. I'm like, I don't think so.
B-Rogue built. They're catching fire for the Stradman Gallardo. We have some intimate connection with it. I was on the phone with not on the phone, but I was messaging back and forth with Brandon yesterday. I have a little bit more context that I won't get into for obvious reasons, but I've been in contact with him ever since they built my Performante. I've been driving that car for how long? I had that thing 4 or 5 years. 4 years.
Turbo for 4 years.
4 years.
Since I had like what 300 kilometers on it.
Yep.
Yep.
No issues. Knock on wood. Very happy with the service. Very happy with. I've had my car serviced there. I take it there to have it serviced. We've seen Stradman's Gallardo multiple times. It was there before any work was done to it by Brandon. It was there during when I was there having work done to it. We understand what some of the issues were with the car that did not get openly discussed that we can probably even talk about so that people at least have some sort of context. Obviously, we probably won't get into certain sensitive stuff, but one of the things that I thought was fairly interesting was the fact that Stradman in his video opened up with, you can sue me. You know, if you decide to sue me or whatever he says, you know, go right ahead. I've got nothing to hide. And then a lot of comments. So a lot of people are commenting on the 2 videos that B-Rogue built that I actually posted on my account that B-Rogue collaborated with, right? And what people probably don't realize is that they're actually commenting on my post. It's my post that ended up getting collabed and shared to B-Rogue's page. And I'm keeping it open just because I like seeing some of the comments because they're so fucking stupid. Especially, coming from a lot of people that don't know what the fuck at all they're talking about. And the majority of these people that are commenting are insanely young.
Like 15.
Yeah, like insanely young.
Yeah.
So, and I know they don't know what they're talking about. I know that they don't understand the legalities of what was said in that video. And I see a lot of comments with people saying that Stradman should sue Brandon. Here's the difference. So the build cost Stradman, whatever, $52,000 or the work cost $52,000, whatever the case is, right? What people don't realize is the potential damage from Stradman doing a video like that. A defamation case is significantly potentially higher than the $52,000 to build that car or do whatever to that car. I mean, and I'm talking about significantly higher. The emotional distress that they could probably sue for, and I'm talking about B-Rogue suing Stradman. The emotional distress, he was mentioning, he's getting death threats. He's getting, you got to think, their Google page got taken down with people sharing negative reviews when they're not even customers whatsoever. The potential loss in business from making a video like that will more than likely in a lawsuit be put together. It'll be estimated, but it'll be put together by, a legal team for estimated, losses of business, which will amount to significantly more than $52,000. And like I mentioned also, the emotional roller coaster that video is probably putting the owners of that business in, Brandon, his wife, everybody, is significant. The loss of even their potential workforce that they might lose this will all come out in a lawsuit, and I don't think that people understand how significant something like that could be. And I guarantee you, if Stradman would have consulted a lawyer prior to making that video, I guarantee you that lawyer would have said, do not make that video. I guarantee it. So get into, so obviously that, like I mentioned, that's pretty much all I have to say. I also have to say, well, I'd also like to mention a few things. A lot of people are coming over my page like they actually know what the fuck they're talking about with me.
Yeah.
So first of all, number one, I'm a customer of B-Rogue.
Yeah.
I am not an owner.
Not affiliated whatsoever.
I'm not affiliated. The reason why my car gets shared a lot on B-Rogue's social media, on their website, stuff like that, is because everybody considers my car as one of the best examples of a twin-turbo Huracan Performante out there. And it's
literally if you go on their website, it is the banner photo, the back of your car.
Okay, well, there you go. Yeah. So my car is always referenced as, you know,
the Performante.
Yeah, as the Performante, right? So people seem to think that I'm affiliated with them, and, you know, Connor, maybe throw some comments in there that you know, going through there, but I actually left the comments open on those posts just because I'm not into the drama. I'm not into that kind of shit. I don't give a fuck what I've always thought that, you know, car YouTube drama was ridiculous, you know, entertaining nonetheless, but I kept the comments open to see, you know, I guess what was going on and the response, and you know, also to be entertained. I like screenshotting some of these idiots and their comments and sending them over to you and seeing how stupid they are. But go ahead and get into a little bit of background of the car and why you and I are actually not surprised that thing is still fucked up.
I think the biggest one and it's like the people commenting that don't understand, is how different Gallardos are from Huracans, or even the 5-liter Gallardo from a 5.2 Gallardo.
Yeah. Go ahead.
They're so wildly different. It's insane. The one that I get a kick out of every time, especially over the past 3 years or however long this has been going on, but especially now that everyone's like, oh, take it to this or then, like take it to Gintani or take it to Underground Racing, or like get it out of B-Rogue's hands, right? Which, yeah, okay, Underground Racing is kind of relatively OG in the world of twin turbo Gallardos. They don't even work on 5 liters anymore. They won't touch them. I feel like that says something. They literally put out a post after this went out. I don't know if you saw that or not on their Instagram.
I saw it because of a video you told me to watch real quick for context. Yeah, I did.
I saw it like before that too, and they were like, yeah, we can't respond to all your messages. Unfortunately, we don't work on 5 liters anymore.
Yeah.
You can't get parts for them. They're so different. They're really junk. They were never in anything. Like the 5.2s, even the early 5.2s before yours, they're in other cars, just a more not racy version, if that makes sense. Right? Like the 5-liter was in nothing. It had an old, as Brandon described it, tractor ECU, which was only ever shared with, I think, the pre-LP Murcielago, if I'm not mistaken. Do you see people out there twin turboing Murcielagos?
Yeah.
No. Yeah. Why? Because they know it's a bad idea and they're junk to modify. Well,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
And listen, you know a lot more about this stuff. I know that if I were to ever get a Murcielago, if I were to ever get especially a pre-LP Gallardo, whatever, anything from that generation, I am not modifying it.
Put like an exhaust on it at most. Like you can't touch them.
Like it's a very unreliable car to say the least.
They're 20-year-old Italian cars. Like, sorry.
Yeah, and then not only that, but how many miles did that car have?
Yeah, so that's the other
thing. It's a miled out fucking Gallardo.
Yeah, and it's not like it's like, you know, generally when you drive a car, it works better as opposed to one that's been sitting, as long as it's been maintained. The big first issue that happened the first time the motor popped, I believe, was the factory oil pump. It's 50,000-mile Gallardo, like,
and he was waiting how long to get one? Wasn't that an issue?
Yeah. So 5-liter parts were hard to get before COVID.
Yeah.
Then COVID happened. It's no one's fault. It's not really anybody's fault, apart from the fact that it was a misunderstanding. Like it's a 50,000 mile Gallardo engine. Sorry that an oil pump let go. That's what else are you supposed to do in that situation?
What else ended up happening to it? That when
now?
we were there, yeah. Well, not even now. I don't know.
It was just a constant wait for parts, or something else would happen, or then same thing. Like they waiting on. I think it was said that certain companies that used to build the 5-liter cars were hoarding kind of the last production run of parts that were made.
Is that what Brandon ended up saying?
Think so.
Okay.
Yeah. Not to name names, I won't. But,
Yeah.
And wouldn't sell them even when he asked.
Interesting.
But yeah, and it's just, I think it's just a common misconception where people are like, oh, Sheepy gets a car done in 2 weeks, which, we talked about the Sheepy cars already too when we were there last time.
Yeah. Was one there?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. One of the Sheepy cars was actually at Brandon's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were like, oh, Sheepy gets a car done in 2 weeks. People don't understand. Like, let's take your car, for example. It's fast, but it's a pretty basic car. It's got what? A fuel pump. Port injectors are bigger. Obviously, it's tuned, and then all of the turbo stuff, right? That's it. And it's what, 2 things away from making like 1,400 wheel.
Yeah.
On some E.
Yeah.
Like, that's it.
Yeah.
And think about how easy that would be if you ever wanted to do it.
Yeah.
The Gallardo, it's a full everything. Nothing. It's not like there's like kits ready to go. Like Sheepy's literally, they have figured it out. So is Brandon now. It's like a production line thing.
Yeah.
Like he can ship you a kit and install it.
Yeah.
Who's doing that for Gallardos? No one touches Gallardos.
Yeah.
That kind of speaks volume as to why.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say, is no one understands. They think Huracans and Gallardos are the same. They know what they watched on YouTube, and they've never actually seen it, whereas you and I have been under these cars, been under the car in question.
Yeah.
We've seen it. We've seen them taken apart. You've seen yours taken apart.
Yeah. How's Oil Brothers' car working out?
Good, I think.
He's always fucking wrenching on that thing, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a weird one, though, because that one's a single turbo car.
It's a big single.
It's a big single, and it's a Superleggera.
Yeah.
He manual swapped that himself.
Yeah.
But apparently Gallardos you can manual swap relatively easily.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. That was in the Strad video. There was another B-Road car, the yellow Superleggera, that was the same thing. That it was a big single manual swap car.
Interesting.
Like,
I wouldn't mind mentioning. Maybe I'll message him and just because me and him chat, like, or we'll go,
I've talked to him a few times too.
back and forth, whatever.
Like,
I wouldn't mind actually getting his, thoughts on his, and if his is always, I guess, is a little bit of a different car, but I know he's always ripping that thing apart.
Yeah, and he also rips on that car hard.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing.
Yeah.
It's been done. It was like, it's not like it's, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I know where, like, in terms of the comments, I know where I stand on this because I've had the same opinion for 3 years about it being a 5-liter Gallardo. I'm not an expert, but I know what I've seen, and I am like, here's the thing, I'm not like trying to slam 5-liter Gallardos. It's literally one of the, I think, the best sounding fucking V10s ever put in a car. But I understand now, after trying to learn more about them and seeing them firsthand, that you don't do that.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't go twin turbo one. It would. I don't want the headaches. I don't want that. I would be far more interested in literally Huracans are like cheater cars now.
Yeah.
Like, you do that and that's it. So my opinion stays the same. The comments that make me laugh are the ones that are like, oh, go to Sheepy, or go to, like, Sheepy literally came out like a year ago and said they're not touching 5-liter cars. I think, like, no one will touch them anymore.
Yeah.
And we've had this conversation, you and I and Brandon, so many times. Now that they've come out and, James made that video, that's, now we're making a video, and, they also went for you. So it's all fair game.
It's hilarious. And
it's funny. It's funny as hell because it just shows how little people know or how educated they are simply just from watching one video or not considering all the sides.
Yeah, it's wild.
Like, everyone's like, oh, James better lawyer up, or it's like, oh, I guarantee James consulted a lawyer before making that video. I'm like, I don't think so.
I don't think so.
What I was saying to you on the phone last night. Like, you have some rather sizable businesses. Like,
I've been
in this how many times?
Yeah, I understand how this works, and you can't do what he did.
Come out and do that.
Yeah, you can't do that. That's why I would be very shocked if he did consult any kind of legal team. He might have, but he was like, maybe he was just like, fuck it.
Yeah.
I'll roll the dice and maybe I'm willing to put more money to this than they are, and I'll leverage because the video popped. I'll leverage the amount of income that can come in from the video, and we'll just go to war.
Yeah.
And that might be the thing too. I'll outlast you in terms of a legal battle.
Yeah.
Maybe that's it. But I don't think a lot of people actually understand how the law works, obviously, based on the comments.
Clearly not.
Yeah. Well, with all that said, let's I wouldn't mind hearing, people's thoughts after me providing a little bit more context and Jesse providing a little more context. Hit us up in the comments below. Let us know what you think now that you have a little bit more context about this whole fiasco, about what's going to shake out. Are they going to go to war with a legal battle? Is the car going to get fixed? Where's the car going to go now? And what's going to happen? What's going to be the outcome of all of this? Is B Rogue going to go out of business? Are they going to lose business? What do you guys think?